Hello, welcome. Today is going to be a reading on where are you abandoning yourself, and then how do you bring yourself back into yourself, or how do you return to yourself. So how are you abandoning yourself, and how are you bringing yourself back to yourself? We have 3 piles today. You have pile 1 with the black tourmaline, you have pile 2 with the black opal, and you have pile 3 with the Ametrine tower. So I'll give you a second to take a look, choose your pile, and then we will begin. Alright, my beautiful pile 1s, if you chose the black tourmaline, it looks like that. If you were drawn to this, you might be looking for more protection in your life. You might be looking for energetic protection. I'm getting massive empath vibes, as well as bringing in, I'm just getting massive, like, you want to be safe, okay? You really, really want to be safe. You want to be protected. You want to be taken care of. So you might want to pick up some black tourmaline, sleep with it beside your bed, wear it as a ring or a necklace or anything like that, a bracelet. But I'm definitely getting that there's this sense of wanting to be really, really safe, wanting to be really, really protected with the choice of the black tourmaline. You also have this beautiful Queen of Cups energy here, and oh wait, hold on, okay. It's funny, I flipped the card over and I was sort of very ready I was very ready to like share and all that kind of stuff, and then it flipped over and it sort of went like completely silent. It went like to like this really, really quiet place, and this really, really funny sort of energy just came through of like, shh, don't tell anyone. And that was really weird, like this energy sort of going, shh, don't tell anyone. But there's definitely this energy of you have mastered your emotions. On some level, you have mastered your emotions. You have mastered your ability to guard your emotions very, very carefully. And there's almost this energy now is like, the question was like, where are you abandoning yourself? And it's this coming up as you're keeping such a tight lid, or keeping so close to you your emotions, that you're not letting anybody else see them, or you're not expressing them you're holding them to yourself, which is very, very interesting. There's definitely, so the Queen of Cups it's very much this card of like someone who values their emotions, okay? And I think that's part of it, is like you've learned to master your emotions. You've learned the value of your emotions. But there's sort of this part of you that it's like maybe you're uncomfortable with your emotions, or you're uncomfortable with sharing your emotions, or you're afraid to open up about your emotions because you're afraid of people judging you as being like too much. So you pull it down, you pull it in, you keep it closer to your heart. Like you don't share your emotions with people because you're like, there's this energy of sort of being like, I'm hearing this message is like the way to honor yourself, to bring yourself back, is to open up about your emotions, to return your emotions to the world. It's not just like keeping them close to your chest, but bringing these emotions out into the world and allowing yourself to go through this process of feeling what you're feeling. And it's this, yeah, there's this message here of like, your emotions are what manifest for you. So if you were like, the way to return to yourself is by allowing yourself to feel those emotions, okay? The way to bring yourself back into this like no longer abandoning yourself, is to bring yourself, like bring your emotions into your manifestations. I think for some of you, you've been treating your manifestations from a place of ego or from the mind. And this is really calling on you to work from your true desires underneath the ego, working from your true desires, working from the emotional state. But also there's this fine line between you following, like it's like, how does this want to be said? There's sort of this energy of you, like one day you want this because that's where your emotions are, and the next day you want this because that's where your emotions are. And it's like there's something underneath all of that, and this is where that return to yourself is coming in, is because underneath the surface level emotions that are constantly changing day by day depending on your mood, there's this underlining root that's actually like the seed of what your actual true desire is, okay? And that's what this is calling for, is returning to that true desire instead of those surface level desires. I'm also hearing this message of your emotions will lead the way, okay? So your emotions will lead the way, and by you asking yourself, like, what is my true desire? What is my true desire? What is my true desire? It will show up, because it's like underneath all the layers, it's not that you want $1 million. It's that you want, you want freedom. It's like, okay, well, why do you want freedom? And underneath that is because you want to be able to spend time with your loved ones. And you're like, okay, well, why do you want to spend time with your loved ones? And it's like, well, because they make me happy. And it goes down and down and down until it's like this message, whatever the message is underneath it. It's like that you just have to keep asking yourself, like, what's my true desire? What's my true desire? And just go down, 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 to realize that, like, you're not actually wanting the $1 million. You're wanting the freedom of time and the choices that you'll be able to make when you no longer have to work 50, 60, 100 million hours a week, by having the money to give you the resources to do what you're doing, right? Which will give you the time with your friends and family and be able to put in that effort that you're wanting to put in. But this is all coming back to leaning into your emotions, and no longer being scared of feeling what you feel. And there's a little bit of this like judgment energy coming through. You got 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. Yeah, you're not, there's this energy here right now where you're doing it all yourself. You're not, like, you're not asking for help. You're not bringing in, like, there's this energy of like allowing yourself to be supported, but you're actually almost afraid of that. Like there's this fear. We were talking about like the safe and protected with the black tourmaline. There's almost this fear around letting other people in and needing to rely or be dependent on other people. There's sort of this energy there of, well, what if they leave? What if they don't stick around? What if I get comfortable and they change their mind? And it's like, no, like, go back into, like, you know your emotions. Like, don't ignore your emotions. Like, really, like, feel your emotions. Feel them and allow them to come true and allow them to be there. Yeah. You've also got the Hanged Man, okay? This is a situation that you've put yourself in, okay? The Hanged Man doesn't always mean that, but right now that's really the message that I'm picking up. This is a situation that you've put yourself in. You've hung yourself to the tree. And I'm also hearing, like, you could very easily untie that rope and drop down and be, like, standing, like, straight up. But you're staying in this situation because of these fears around letting people into your life, okay? I want to come back to this 9 of Pentacles because I don't think I've talked about it yet. There's also, again, with this energy of allowing other people into your life, allowing yourself to rely on other people, allowing yourself to ask for help. And I think it's funny too that when I was talking about like what you're searching for, what you're trying to manifest, I said, like, I use the example of $1 million, but like it's not actually the money that you're looking for. But with this 9 of Pentacles reversed, you might be struggling with money or feel like you're struggling with money. Like, wealth is a mindset, right? And this is like bringing in that energy of like, where in your life, are you tolerating things that aren't actually what you're wanting? And it goes again back to that true desire. So what are you asking for? What are you manifesting that's not actually the genuine desire? It's like, stop asking for money, stop trying to manifest money when what you really want is time, or what you really want is freedom. Like, the way that we put our manifestations out there is so important. So it's like, get into the feeling of it, get into the embodiment of it, get into the like, I have the time, I have the, even if that's just like you taking like 1 second in the morning when you're sipping your cup of coffee, and really sitting there and being like, I am so wealthy in this 1 second, in this moment. I am so wealthy in this moment. Or I'm so abundant, or I'm so lucky to have my job, which brings me all this money so that I can spend time with my family on the weekends. Or just like switching some of those things and moving into that abundance wealth mindset, instead of like, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. But again, going into this, like, where have you put yourself, like, where are you trapping your, and I think this is also, again, going into the mindset a little bit, where are you trapping yourself in believing that you're broke, or you're poor, or you don't have enough? I used to teach a live workshop on money, and one of the things that I always said was, you can be broke at $1 million, and you can be broke at $1. Like, everybody has a different limit of broke. It's in the mindset. And talking from personal experience here, sometimes the moments where I've had the most money in the bank, I don't feel wealthy. If my mindset's not there, no matter how much money is in my bank, I don't feel good about myself. But there's been times where I've had literally like $8 in my account, and I feel so wealthy and so loved and so worthy, because again, it's not actually about the money. And people always say that, and it's so annoying to hear that, especially if you're struggling with money. You're like, no, money would solve everything. But it's like, no, your mindset and your spirituality and your sense of self and your soul and your self-love and your inner worthiness, that's what brings you everything that you need. That's what brings in. So if you're sitting there and you're like, all I want is money, it's like, okay, but if you were like, it's not just the money. Figure out, ask yourself, like, sit down and ask yourself, like, let's say okay, if $1 million is too big of an example, make it whatever is comfortable for you. If it's $15,000, $20,000, $100, $5, like, whatever the thing, 50,000, like 10,000, like whatever it is, 2,000, 300, like, pick your number, whatever random number you want. Pick your number and ask yourself, okay, what do I want this, I'm just, for whatever reason, because we have, I guess, like the 9 of Pentacles, I'm going to go with 900. I feel like for whatever reason, it's a good enough number that for some people it will push them beyond what they're able to have. And I feel like if I did like 9,000 or something like that, some people would think that that's impossible. So we're going to go with 900. And with 900, and if you want, if you're like, I get $900 every single day, I need, like, make it bigger, you can make it bigger. But for whatever reason, I'm hearing 900 is the number to go with. Allow yourself, sorry, my battery is about to die, so just give me a sec, I'm going to switch it. Okay, we're back. Did that work? Okay. Where was I? Okay, right. If we're pretending that you're manifesting $900 or $9,000 or $9 million, whatever you're manifesting, ask yourself, what do I want that money for? Okay, how am I going to use that money? What will that money bring me? How will I feel when I have that money? Because your emotions are such a big part of yourself. And when you turn your back on your emotions, you turn your back on your manifestations, okay? So if you're sad, don't bury your sadness. Feel your sadness. Feel into what's on the other side of that sadness. What would be the complete opposite of the sad or the unhappy or whatever it is? Like, feel into that and allow yourself to experience it and really, really bring it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. But like, again, ask yourself, like, okay, what would I use this money for? How would I feel with this money? What would this money bring me? What would, like, working through what's actually underneath, like what the actual true desire is, because that's how you're going to bring it into the world. And that's also how you're going to, it's how you're going to return to yourself, by actually discovering what your true desires are underneath all the layers of what you think you want. I don't know what my little dancing fingers were, but maybe, again, one of the best ways to get in touch with your emotions, for me at least, is to dance, because apparently my fingers want to dance. But with here too, and to release yourself from this hanged man energy, is really, really working on like the mindset, and planting seeds in your garden of in your mind, of things to come forward, of things to birth into creation. When you get into that energy of really, really just allowing the garden of your mind to grow, and weeding out the weeds, like weeding out the negative emotions. Who wants to come out? So you've got peace, okay? So finding moments of peace in your day-to-day life is going to bring you a great sense of relief. And again, it's going to help you return to yourself. And yeah, you've got authenticity on the bottom here. So this is all about you tapping into what makes you feel good, what makes you come alive. And it's not the things that you think it is. And yeah, you've got passion on the bottom as well. Oh, that's so funny. We've got 9, 10, 11. But it's this energy of like, what are you actually passionate about? What actually makes you feel good? What actually brings you joy? And it's not the things that you think it is. It's not, I'm almost hearing this message of like, you're working towards stuff that you actually don't want. You think you want it because you think it will bring you joy. You think it will bring you happiness, love, money, peace. But really, yeah, health, you think it will bring you health, but it's not. It's actually taking all of that away from you. And I think you actually really want, one of the things you really, really want is to be healthy. Yeah, healing, okay? So this is definitely like this message of releasing you from that hanged man energy and pulling you back into yourself and your manifestations is actually, you might be trying to manifest more money, because if you think that you have more money, you think you can take more time off of work, which will then help work on your health. And it's like, no, you actually have to work on your health first, and then everything else will fall into place. Then the money will show up, and the job will align itself up. But we're doing, like, everybody does this, but like, we're doing it backwards. We're like, I'm going to work on this first because that'll help this. And it's like, no, it's actually the health, working on your health, working on your body, working on like eating healthy foods, like filling you up, giving yourself the fuel that you need to move forward, is where the other thing I just heard too is like, when you work on your health, the emotions and the mood swings that we were talking about at the beginning will sort themselves out. And it could also be hormonal. Like getting your hormones in order will really, really help with figuring out what you want and being able to support yourself. Because remember, we were talking about that support. Really being able to support yourself in receiving the money that you are asking for. Because you still do want money. Like, you want the freedom, you want the things that come with money. But underneath it is actually very much this, like, wanting this healing and wanting this health, okay? Okay. We are going to ask, where is this returning to yourself bringing you? Okay, so you have got secret temptation. You've got awakened spirit. And I feel like there's one more here. Oh, 2 more. You've got spiritual evolution. And you've also got expansion. Okay. It's like one more sticking out, so we're just going to include it. Cosmic ancestors. Voice your concerns. Alright. Remember how we were talking about, like, the actually, like what you're actually desiring, and then like your true desires versus what you're trying to manifest. This is where this secret temptations is coming in. There's these false desires that they're keeping you very, very stuck in your mind. You're sort of having like this mind explosion. And this is also like, it's actually, I'm hearing this, like it's blocking your intuition. And I think this has to do with the health and your diet, okay? So one thing that I don't hear talked about enough is how your diet affects your intuition. And how if your body isn't supported, then your intuition can't be supported. If you're trying to figure out how to like heighten your intuition and boost your intuition, but like you're like spending all your time like eating really, really crappy food and like drinking super, super sugary drinks, and like this isn't like a never drink a Coca-Cola. Like I literally had one the other day when I went to the movies. Like you're allowed to indulge, you're allowed to have your things, but like if everything that you're putting into your body is really, really unhealthy and not supporting your, like you need to support your body to be able to support your spiritual and your mental and your emotional, all of that. Like your body needs that strong foundation. Otherwise everything just falls through. Everything just falls through the cracks. And that's what this is, okay? This is like, it's blocking your third eye. It's creating these cracks. So you're actually like, you're pushing yourself back on what you're doing. And you're trying to like, again, you're trying to move these things forward. This is also, I hear, if you do have stuff going on with your hormones or whatever, just like your moods, just watch yourself, just observe. Notice when you're eating, like depending on like what you're eating, notice if your mood drops, notice if you get sad or angry, or like if you get heavy, if you feel lowered. Really notice what you have. I love pizza, okay? I absolutely love pizza, but I do notice that it really drops my mood down. So now it's like, I'll have it as a treat, or like when my body asks for it, like talk to your body, ask your body what it wants to eat every day. But yeah, this is where this is coming through, of where you're not being able to see what's coming through for you and not knowing what your true desires are, is because you're blocking it with some of the foods that you're eating. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not giving you medical advice. Take it up with your doctor if you do have any questions, or like a nutritionist or naturopath or whatever, but this is just what's coming through. But again, use your own discernment and your own knowledge of yourself. Apply this to you as you will. There's also with these two owls here. And this is, I do want to just say this with this is no judgment on anyone, on your food habits, your drinking habits, anything like this. The message that I'm hearing is, if you are indulging in drugs and alcohol, because you are highly intuitive, you are opening up the doorway for other energies and entities to watch you, and affect you, to interfere with you and your energy, okay? So this is also where this being led astray is happening. And we were talking about like those true desires, because whether you're hearing it like the way you're hearing my voice, or you're just picking it up unconsciously, and I think for a lot of you it is unconsciously, you're being influenced by these other energies, these non-physical entities that are latching onto you. And I'm sorry if that sounds super scary, it's not. But just, even if you just wake up every day and say, is this mine? And just like let it be a rhetorical question, your body, your soul will start running a diagnostic and releasing that. Or you could even say like, any voices in my head that are not mine, I send them back, I return them to sender. I release any energies that are trying to latch onto me. Anywhere I'm listening to anyone or anything that is not my true self, that's not my authentic self, not my authentic being, not my infinite being, not my soul. I release and clear all of those now, just allowing yourself to release those. Because yeah, there is some outside influencing forces, and if this is really massively resonating with you, and if this is very, very heavy for you, it may be something that you need assistance with, and I would say book a session with me, because dealing with these types of energies is what I do. And that type of session has nothing to do with cards, just by the way. But yeah, that's just something else that came in there, but please do not be scared or alarmed by this. Everybody all over the world is dealing with energies and entities, like even emotions can be entities. But yeah, there's a lot here, but again, it goes back into finding that authentic self and those true desires of yours. But this also might be why you're having like waves of emotions, okay? Because yeah, you are an awakened spirit. You do have a desire to change. And this is, again, we said like how I said like it's fractured here. This is where it's leading into. The more you lean into your true self, your true soul, cleaning off all of those energies that are like latching on and attaching themselves to you, this is where you will tap into that intuition that's coming through. And this is, again, that spiritual evolution, setting your heart free, and just very, very, very much just moving, even this one, like expansion. Like, yeah, just cracking open, okay? This is what I was talking about with your negative emotions are not bad. Your negative emotions are messengers. They are here to deliver messages to you. And when we feel like we're being cracked open, when we feel like we're being broken, we're not breaking. We're being cracked open. And sometimes we have to crack things open to let the light in, okay? And this is what it is. Like, you're breaking out of the old. You're breaking out of the old confines. You're breaking out of that old world matrix, like literally the matrix. Like, you're breaking out of that. And you're stepping into this expansion, into this spiritual evolution that we're talking about here and here. You're stepping up to that brand new world, and that you've actually been sensing and asking for a really, really long time. And again, it's returning. It's a returning to yourself. It's a returning, and I just keep hearing your emotions will lead the way once you're no longer being interfered with by the emotions that are leading you astray. Because there are emotions that are coming in that are telling you that you're worthless, that you're broke, that you're poor, that you don't mean anything. Those are not you. Your soul self, your awakened self, loves you, unconditionally loves you. Your infinite being loves you so freaking much. If you are feeling any unworthiness, or like, I'm not good enough, or like, I don't deserve that, or like, I deserve to be punished, anything like that, that is not your voice. That is these other energies that are trying to latch onto you to lead you astray, so that they can feed off of the negativity that is existing, okay? They actually like want you to go downhill, because that actually keeps them alive longer. And it also makes it's this thing of being, you become reliant on them, because they will actually like feed you little bits of like, ooh, here, you can have like a treat today, you can feel a little bit better. And then you and you listen to them thinking that they're your soul, but they're not. Hopefully this isn't scaring anyone. I'm sorry. This is what's just coming through for you. This is what your soul's telling me. And then we've also got cosmic ancestors. Voice your concerns, okay? This is very, very much, your soul has such a big, beautiful purpose. Like, you probably resonate with a starseed. You've existed in other lifetimes. Like, you have all these different adventures that you've been on. You have all these ancestors that are cosmic. And again, you have this you are an infinite being. You're a soul in a human body. And there's so much potential for you, okay? And part of this tapping into your emotions that we were talking about with this Queen of Cups here is voicing your concerns, talking out the things, whether it's journaling or pulling cards or going to therapy or going to a practitioner or booking a session with me, whatever it is, bringing up the things and bringing light to the shadows, and bringing light to the things that have been affecting you and bothering you and causing you this hurt, which will return you to yourself, which will return you to being that magical manifester that you are. Because you have all that wisdom inside of you, okay? It's just these voices that are telling you that you don't, or that you're shut down, or whatever. Like, you are so ready for absolutely everything that's coming. You've always been ready. You know it. You remember it. It's just time to activate it. It's just time to bring it back. But we are souls in a human body. So part of that is, again, supporting the human body so that you can have that forward motion. You can have that forward momentum. Alright. Where do we want to go from here? Where do we want to go from here? Okay. We're just following the train of like where you're headed with all of this, like the taking care of yourself, the taking care of your body, like what's awakening inside of you. So you've got hidden familiars. allies, natural assistance, divine support, and comfort. Okay, so this is really, really beautiful. So yeah, so you have cosmic support. You have teams coming from your cosmic ancestors, spirit guides, all of that, and then you've also got hidden familiars. Okay, so you might see wolves, you might see like eagles, ravens, birds. You might see rabbits or hares. Because yeah, you have the natural world is your ally. Okay. I'm actually hearing for some of you, you may actually be like vegan or vegetarian. Like you don't eat meat because like you're very aware of working with nature and with animals. And this is, again, if you eat meat, that's totally fine. I eat meat sometimes. But yeah, you have this divine support and comfort coming through, and there's this power that you have to the natural world, and that will support you, again, allowing yourself to have this support. So if you're scared of bringing in support from other people, allow yourself to have this like spiritual support and this like animal support and like world and nature support, and going out and like taking a walk in nature, standing out in the sun, enjoying the world as it is, will really, really help bring you into that returning to yourself. Secret seances, spirit world, messages, assistance, memory. Okay, yeah, this is just, I'm sort of repeating myself at this point. But like there's so much assistance out there for you, okay? Again, spirit world. So yeah, your like cosmic ancestors as well as like ancestors are coming through to help you on this spiritual evolution, this expansion. And I actually hear this almost like any of these energies, they're kicking them out. Like it's almost like you had to become aware of them to give your ancestors permission to kick out these energies that are not yours and that are not serving you or not helping you. Yeah, raising winds, magical release, calling intentions and strongholds. Okay, so it's like the winds of change are coming forward, okay? You're opening yourself up to create the changes that you've been looking for by returning to yourself and no longer fighting your emotions, allowing yourself to feel your emotions and have that passing through. And you've also got Baraka. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. If I'm saying it wrong, let me know. Power, strength, force, and expansion. Okay, so you have 2 cards right now that are talking about expansion, okay? So this feeling that you're going through a breakdown right now, it's not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough, okay? You are breaking through so that you can find yourself, okay? You are getting rid of everything that doesn't serve you anymore. You're releasing it all and you're bringing it back so that you can plant new roots, you can plant new ideas, you can have that support that you've always been craving. And really, so you can remember yourself, you can remember your power, you can remember where you're going in life too. Like it's this energy of like, I don't know how to say it differently than like you're remembering yourself, like you're returning to yourself. Alright, we are going to pull a Divine Abundance card for you because we were talking about abundance and money before, and abundance doesn't always have to be money related. It can be love, it can be health. Abundance is just a lot of something. Like I have an abundance of oracle cards or tarot cards. Abundance does not have to be money, but it just felt like they wanted to talk to you. Okay. So Divine Source, help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source after all. Alright, so your Divine Source, Divine Creator, is on your side. Okay, the universe is on your side. This is moving you forward. Yeah, in gratitude. So this is, like, if you had any doubt that you are supported, you are so abundantly supported. And that could actually be an affirmation for you to work with, is I am abundantly supported by the universe. I am abundantly supported by friends, co-workers, people, family, whatever you're wanting, wherever you're wanting that human support, toss that in there too. I am abundantly supported by my cosmic ancestors. I am abundantly supported by money. Money supports me. Like whatever it is that you're looking for, just allow yourself to be abundantly supported by it. And then you've also got gratitude, okay? So fill me with gratitude for all you give. May I be a vehicle for you wherever I go, okay? When you notice the things that you are grateful for throughout the day, it will bring more of those things in for you, okay? So really tapping into that energy of gratitude and moving it forward, bringing it into your awareness so that you can have that forward growth, you can have that forward action, you can allow yourself to go through that expansion and be grateful for it. Be grateful for the feelings of sadness. Be grateful for the feelings of anger. When anger shows up, it's just showing you where things need to change. It's showing you where your boundaries have been trespassed on. So be like, thank you so much for showing me this, and allow yourself to make that change, right? Or when you do feel that love or that support that you're looking for, I'm so grateful for this love, I'm so grateful for this support right now, really getting into that energy of gratitude will really, I believe, switch that Nine of Pentacles upright and that Six of Cups upright, release you from being in that position of the Hanged Man, and just, again, allow you to feel your feelings without judging your feelings. I think that is everything for you today. If you are looking for a further reading or anything to help with or clear any of the entities or anything like that, my information for booking private sessions is down below. And if you enjoyed this reading or want to share any feedback, you are always free to message me, comment down below, like, subscribe. I will hopefully see you in another video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye! Alright, so if you picked the black opal, then this is your reading. And the black opal is actually a symbol of being able to see the future, being able to predict the future, sort of having that sixth sense and allowing yourself to see past the darkness, or find the light in the darkness. At least that's what I'm pulling from it today. So that is what the black opal is symbolizing for you today. Alright. So, your card. Alright, so your card today is the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so this is representing of where you are abandoning yourself. And I actually want to pull a couple more for this, because I'm actually hearing that there is a bigger message than just the Two of Pentacles for you. So we are going to get where you're abandoning yourself, and then we are going to pull cards for how to return to yourself. So, so funny, you got Two of Pentacles and Two of Wands. Alright, and Eight of Pentacles. Alright. Okay, so, this is why I was like, there's a deeper message here, and I needed the whole thing to see everything, coming through. So this is very much that energy of, you're probably juggling a lot of things, and I think it's very, very work related, okay? And then there's very much this energy with this Two of Wands of like, I'll be happy when I have. So you're right now, like, the way that you're abandoning yourself is by constantly thinking that, like, if you finally, if you finally make enough money, or if you finally reach enough followers, or if you finally have that relationship, or I think it's money just because we do have the pentacles coming up, or like work related. It's like, if I finally do enough work, I will be worthy. If I finally work enough hours, I will be worthy. And this energy of like, if I keep juggling everything, if I keep tossing everything in the air, then I will be worthy enough, is very much what I'm hearing. Which is also a little bit of a similar message to pile one, but I feel like the way yours is going to go is very different than pile one's message. So, interesting that it came up in two separate piles. So how are you, thank you, returning to yourself? Love the imaging there, because we're returning to ourselves. We have sort of like split sides of ourselves, where we're splitting ourselves down the middle. And that's also with this Two of Pentacles, this Eight of, like these Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Eight of Pentacles is very much like you're splitting yourself down the middle. There are parts of yourself that you're rejecting, and parts of yourself that you are deeming not enough or unworthy, and that has, yeah, okay. So, how do you return to yourself? This is really funny, and this is so fascinating that that was the card that decided to come up to say this message. But the way that you return to yourself right now is actually by, instead of having that flexibility and that juggling from this energy, it's having that balance and harmony with this energy and giving into your indulgences. Okay, giving into that energy that you're deeming as your shadow side, which is actually your true self coming forward, okay? So the parts of yourself that you're denying right now, the parts of yourself that you think, oh my God, no one can see that, no one will love me for that, that's actually what you have to lean into. And I think it's a little bit scary for you, because you've been taught that it's bad, or it's not right, or it's like whatever, like taking time for yourself, like not working so hard, or working for something other than the money, right? Working just because you love it, working for something that brings you joy, brings you happiness. It's the way to return to yourself is by indulging in the things that make you happy. And maybe that is like choosing a different job or aligning yourself in your career with things that, yeah. This is so funny. So your abandoning was like very lined up, like 228. And then you've got another 2 actually with the High Priestess here, but you've got Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana. So this is a big, massive, massive shift for you to return to yourself. Like this is your main character moment, okay? And with the High Priestess here, it's like trusting your intuition. But again, we're having that following that inner, I want to say like that inner baddie, that inner devil, that inner like, not the inner mean girl. And I'm using sort of these terms that are related to females, but it can be male or female. But this energy of like, the shadow side of yourself that you're a little bit scared to show because you think you've been taught that being confident is wrong. Bragging about yourself is wrong, but it's like, no, celebrate yourself, celebrate your successes, celebrate where you're going. And I think you might actually have an okay time with your finance. Yeah, there's like death on the bottom. This sounds a little dramatic, but you're killing off the old you. The way to return to yourself is to kill off the old you, which is the parts of yourself that your parents or your teachers or your bosses have made you believe that you have to be. And it's tapping into that other side of yourself, the true side of yourself. You're no longer going to be that people pleaser. It's putting up those boundaries. It's stepping into that energy, an inner authority and an inner assertiveness, which some people will label as you being bad. They'll be like, well, why aren't you listening to me anymore? Why aren't you doing as I say? And you're like, well, because I'm finally putting up boundaries. I'm finally standing up for myself. And some people are not going to like that. And that's okay, because those people are not meant to be in your life. And they're just playing out the contracts that you guys signed up for before you came down. And like releasing it. And you saw me shuffle that. That was on the bottom. You saw me shuffle and it still came out. So yeah, this is a rebirth. And that's so funny because all day long the word rebirth keeps popping up over and over and over again. The word rebirth just has been following me around all day. So this is very, very interesting. This is really about, also with this energy of like, I'll be happy when. This death card wanted to go here because it's no longer about like, I'll be happy when. It's now switching into I'm happy, so everything I want is coming. I'm happy, so everything I'm asking for, I'm receiving. I'm happy, I'm loved, I'm worthy, and everything's just being delivered. I'm done with these guys. Okay. Let's look at your shadow energies for a second. Let's look at what we're bringing to light here. Okay. So there's energy that's coming to light. Confusion! Yeah, so growth hurts, heals, and harnesses away through the uncertainty, okay? So yeah, these shadow sides that are coming forward, you've never really been this person before, okay? It's causing you a lot of confusion. It's causing you a lot of inner turmoil as you grapple with who you've been and who you want to become. It's very much this message of, again, the old you has to die for you to step into the version of you that you want to be. And you've been working really, really hard to cultivate this new version of yourself. So this old version of you is still clinging. And I do also feel that there's an ego death happening here. And it's the ego that's actually dying. It's not you, it's the ego. It's the old opinion, it's the old world. But you're feeling a little confused because you're like, who am I right now? Trusting tricksters. The trickster's only power is your trust. You are always free to withdraw it, okay? So yeah, this is also coming through a little bit with this devil energy over here, okay? So we talked about like allowing yourself to have your indulgences, but again, there's that fine line of going, not like to the dark side, we're not that dramatic, but like this energy of like falling too much into, falling too far into your, it's I can't think of another way to say it, but it's like, it's falling too much into, there has to be that fine line. There has to be that balance. It's not about you completely, like, never working again. Like, let's say you're talking about work and you're like, well, you know what? I'm just never going to go to work again. We're not saying that, okay? It's not allowing yourself to be swept away in promises that can't be followed through is what I'm hearing. And again, really, really having that discernment of you stepping into your highest self, the high priestess energy, your intuition, and finding that fine line, okay? Oh, there's like something on the card. Okay, so we have radical honesty. To believe in the facade is to suffocate in the armor of alienation, self-defeat, and self-denial. Okay, so this is sort of, I actually feel like this is coming through for some of you with this devil energy here of where you don't want to fall, or like fall to the tricksters. You don't want to fall to the false sense of self. Okay, again, we talked about that ego here as well. Like this is sort of this letting down your armor, but without letting yourself disappear. I feel like that's a really confusing message. But like it's, if you are always trying, if you are always battling with yourself, okay? Let's go back to this image of the two of you for a second. If you are always fighting with this other side of yourself, that is where you get a lot of this confusion, okay? Where you're not really sure what's going on, and you're constantly in this mode of trying to fight for your life, okay? And this is where getting really, really honest with which version is you and which version, because I've been doing it this way, which version is you, because we've been using this one as you, and which version is the mask that you wear every single day of who society has told you you have to be, okay? And the return to yourself is the mergence of both of them, okay? And releasing any of the limiting thoughts, the limiting patterns, the limiting decisions that have been holding you back, and allowing this energy that's you to really, really step forward, okay? But the parts of yourself that maybe scare you a little bit, because you've never been there before, because you've never done it before. That's why you're scared of the things that are unknown, is because you've never, it's never been something that you've gone through. Let's just see what some of these fears are, some of the things that are coming to light. Okay, love and light, act with care. Okay, so this is definitely like, it's loving your darkness. It's loving the parts of yourself that everyone else said were wrong or bad. Yeah, soul fragments, balance will be restored. I keep saying it's like you're split down the middle. I keep saying it. It's like you're split down the middle, and this is the soul fragments. Okay, so pulling yourself back to yourself. I do soul retrieval work, so if you feel like your soul's literally like separated from yourself, message me and we can talk. But yeah, astral travel, okay? The other thing too here that I'm picking up with the soul fragments and the astral travel and the love and light, even like with all three of these, is you might have the ability to astral travel, and when you're astral traveling, if you're not securing your soul to your body and you're just astral traveling because it's a natural ability for you, your soul can get very fragmented and very polluted and collect a lot of other energies. This is resonating so much with pile 1, but collecting a lot of other energies that then follow you back and actually separate you from yourself and create that divide and also create that confusion. Okay? So if this is something that's resonating with you and you want to know more, you want to have a session, it has nothing to do with card readings. This is all soul work, soul clearings, all of that. It's the deeper work that I do that I can't really do on YouTube. It's not really able to be explained. It's like a one-on-one session. If that calls to you, please reach out, because yeah, we can bring you back home to yourself. And sometimes it does take another practitioner to help bring you back. Especially if it's been something that you've been dealing with for a very, very long time. I do get the sense that you guys were probably astral traveling as a child, and picking stuff up and seeing stuff. Energy stagnation, the past is in the present. Yes, okay, thank you. This just confirmed everything I was saying here. So yeah, so you're carrying things that are not yours from the past into the present, and again, this is causing that divide. And it's just messing with your system. It's just absolutely messing with your system, because that's what happens is it's sort of like having like a frayed string, and trying to put the frayed string through a needle hole. It's just going to get more frayed and more frayed and more frayed, because it can't like rewrap itself, because it's all coming apart. And that creates so much confusion, especially in the mental mind, Yeah, so if you do need help, please reach out. And if money is a thing, I do customizable payment plans. Okay, cool, yeah. And then you've got Kundalini rising, ignite the passion for life, and mindful wisdom, create inner harmony. So once you bring yourself back to yourself and find your way home, because I'm actually hearing like find your way home, this is going to be that fire that you've been waiting for, that drive, that activation, that thing that you're like, I don't know why I can't do the thing that I want to do. I don't know why it's so hard for me. Or like the never being satisfied that we were picking up with this over here, the never being satisfied. Bringing you back to you is going to bring that, is going to activate that inner fire. It's going to activate that Kundalini rising, that Kundalini energy. Kundalini energy is like that soul fire coming through you, aligning through all of your energy centers. But it's really going to bring this passion back into your life. And the mindful wisdom, create inner harmony. Like, yeah, once you're connected, once all your energy centers are aligned, when, like all your chakras are aligned, you'll have that mental clarity that you've been looking for. You'll have that wisdom, you'll have that knowledge, and you'll have that soul remembering that you are seeking so desperately. And then you'll no longer have that trying to find worthiness in everything around you. You'll come back and you'll find it in yourself. Okay, let's give you a card here. Let's see. Alright, we've got a bunch, but that's okay. So yeah, okay, hold on. We're going to do these in order, because there's like a bunch that jumped out. But so first up, you have clearing. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mind to God, such freedom. Okay, I'm also picking up that this is talking about the soul clearings, like clearing up and bringing yourself back to you. So whether it's working with me or working with someone else or finding something on YouTube, there's some soul like realignment, pulling yourself back to you, that your soul is asking for. Your soul is asking for some soul clearings. Yeah, and this is where the delusion is coming in, because again, until you clear stuff up, until you pull yourself back down to you, you're going to have that confusion in your mind. So delusion, intention without surrender, can be a fast path to delusion. I'm not going to, like, you can take whatever you want from that, but I do get the sense of, like, yeah, until you get the clearings, you are going to be struggling with what's mine and what's not mine. And it'll lead to that liberation, it'll lead to that transformation, and the extraordinary, or the extraordinary. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. And the doubts and fears that still come up, you don't believe anymore that they're you. So yeah, so this is definitely, I was just talking about, like, what's mine, what's not mine, like not being able to figure that out. Again, clearing that through will bring in that energy of liberation, being extraordinary, and realizing how extraordinary you are. I do I never like to say, like, you have to work with me or, like, anything like that. Like, that is completely 100% up to you. And I also know that there are so many ways to go about your healing journey. But I do feel very, very strongly that if you are called to it, feel, like, no pressure, but if you are called to it, this pile is what I do. And it's not a service with cards or anything like that. Like, this is me tapping into your soul, asking your soul what's yours, what's not yours, teaching you how to discern what is yours, what's not yours, going through soul clearings, pulling your soul back to yourself, releasing any memories or attachments that are attached onto you. Sometimes it gets into really weird stuff, but, like, it always makes sense to the people that I'm doing the work with. So if that calls to you, it is a service that I provide. The links will be down below, and that is everything for today. Mwah. Bye. Alright, my beautiful pile 3s, this is your reading. This is the Ametrine Crystal Tower. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And your card for today. Love it. Okay. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. You chose the tower, and you got the tower. I wish I had planned that. That's fantastic. Okay, so this is your tower moment. Like, this whole thing of, like, where are you abandoning yourself, where are you finding yourself, or, like, how to bring yourself back to you. You're going through your tower moment. You're going through the moment of letting go of the old, bringing in the new. Seeing things for how they finally actually are, moving out of the old entrapments, moving into the new. Also, like, with the imaging here of it being a lighthouse, like, you are finding the way to be your own light, okay? Yeah, you are finding the way, and actually I feel like the way that you're finding the way home is through your spirituality and your connection to, like, God, source, universe, whatever it is for you. You are finding your way back through connecting with your spirituality and connecting it with a higher power, a higher source. Even just your higher self, like your infinite being. And realizing that you do have, that's way too many cards, realizing that you do have this greater power about yourself, and really bringing that in and remembering that. Yeah, you've got the Hermit as well. So giving yourself that time, giving yourself that inner peace, but again, being that light. You are guiding yourself out of the dark. You don't need anyone else. I mean, you can invite help in, but you're doing a fantastic job by yourself. Whether you believe that or not, you are doing a fantastic job excuse me, by yourself. Yeah, you've got the Chariot. You have this very fast forward motion that's happening. It's funny that you're even, like, watching a video about, like, how to, like, where you're bending yourself, how are you bringing yourself back to yourself. Why did I just grab that many cards? Because you asked me to. So we've got the World, we've got the 5, yeah, okay, so thank you so much, this is so cool. Okay, so yeah, so you're already moving out of this very, very quickly. Your tower moment is, I just realized I was almost going to burn my cards. Your tower moment is very much that, you're moving out of it very, very quickly. You're going into this Chariot energy right away. You're tapping into your own inner magic, you're tapping into your own inner intuition, very much having this world moment of things coming to fruition, things wrapping up, bringing yourself to the world, bringing yourself forward, allowing yourself to come into that energy that you haven't maybe been allowed to express or bring forward other times. The one thing I will say is you're focusing a little bit on what you don't have instead of focusing on what you do have. So instead of focusing on the fact that you've now gotten out of the tower, you're sort of focusing on, like, well, what do I do next? How do I move forward? You're not focusing on how far you've come. You're looking at how far you have to go, which is actually stopping that forward progression. And you've also got Ace of Swords. I'm hearing very, very strongly that you need to start communicating with your loved ones, okay? I feel like I'm just, like, mic drop. You just gotta communicate with your loved ones. But yeah, there's new cycles starting here, also with this World card, there's also this with this single snake here, there's very much this energy of, like, Kundalini rising. There's very much this energy, which is so funny, we just had that card in pile 2. But there's very, very much this energy of, like the serpent, the snake, the energy flowing up, like you're having this spiritual awakening come through, and it's sort of like again, you're sort of looking at you're looking at the broken cups instead of looking at the healed cups. And you're looking at how far you have to go instead of looking at how far you have come. And looking instead of celebrating yourself, you're kind of like, again, you're just focusing on like, I still have so much to do. And the way, again, to return to yourself is to start celebrating you and really notice how far you have come. Okay. Yeah. So with this King of Pentacles, like, this is talking about success. So celebrating your successes, celebrating how far you've come. And also with this Nine of Wands coming out, it's putting up those boundaries, okay? Not letting yourself, like, not letting yourself it's not hold yourself back. These two are connected. These two are connected. What is the message here? Maybe if I move them over, it'll come through. Okay, yeah, so, oh, thank you so much. That, duh. Oh my god. Hold on. I have to roll up my sleeves and get into this for whatever reason. Okay, so with this Nine of Wands, like setting up your boundaries, putting your boundaries in place, this is bringing in, again, we talked about that Kundalini rising, we talked about that energy, we talked about like talking to, like that honesty with your family, with your friends, that's coming in with the putting up your boundaries, and this is like bringing in your personal power. Okay, this is bringing in and stepping into your personal power. If I already said that, I'm sorry. It was just like coming through in a different way just now, but did I say that right? Did I not? I don't know anymore. But again, stepping into like realizing that you are the lighthouse, realizing that you are the lantern, realizing that you are the light in the dark that you have been searching for. You are the one, and bringing in this energy of when you set up your boundaries, you will return to yourself by activating your personal power. Okay. I'm done with you. I'm not done with you guys, but I do feel sort of like I'm done with you guys. I'm like, they're done. That's it. That's their whole reading. Sorry, short reading for you guys. Okay, what's going on? Living light energy, see the beauty in life. Oh, what? What did we say? We said how you weren't noticing the good things around you, you're only focusing on the negative? What? What did we say? It's the same message. It's the same message. See the beauty in the life. Okay, see the beauty in life. And again, the beauty in life is also you. It's you. It's you. Okay, like with the Hermit and the Hierophant, like this is you. This lighthouse, this living energy is seeing this beauty in life, is seeing you for the first time, seeing yourself. You've also got Ascended Masters, so create open communication. Remember? So we're really just repeating ourselves at this point. But yeah, opening up to the, like, opening up, if you resonate with Ascended Masters or not, whether it's, like, you can talk to your ancestors, you can talk to your soul, you can talk to whatever you want. But there is this avenue open and available to you to talk to Ascended Masters if you so choose. And you've got surrender. Yeah, so sometimes learning to surrender can feel as if you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest to stop trying to control the whole universe. Okay, so letting go of stop trying to control everything and just allowing things to happen as they will. I'm being very called back to this, so just give me a second here. Okay, so some of the Ascended Masters that you might be calling out to you. See who wants to come forward, who's talking to you. Thank you so much. So you've got Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance, obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. If you're called to any of these, please feel free to research them further. Lady Portia, divine order, do what you feel is right, an important lesson is unfolding. This is very much, again, that surrender, and we've also got that purple and that purple. I feel like there might be like one or two more. Alright, we're just going to ask for you to fly out. If you don't fly out, we're putting you away. Okay. And Archangel Michael. So trusting heaven. You are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. Okay, so, and purple again. If any of these are calling out to you, these might be who you want to like learn more about, speak to, anything like that. Do what resonates with you. If you don't resonate with archangels, that is, or ascended masters, that is totally fine. That is not something that you have to take as part of your reading if it does not resonate with you. Where are we going? Okay, so funnily enough, for you, I don't really feel like there's much left to say. It's this really interesting, like, and even now, like, I'm shuffling and nothing's coming out. That I thought that flipped, but it flipped and it stayed face down. Like, nothing's really coming out for you anymore. Like, I do feel like there's this, like we said, like, you're already moving forward. You're already pulling out of yourself. You may have this feeling like, I feel like you've already been doing the work. You've already been doing the work, and you're sort of like, yeah, I know what I need to do. Yeah, this is Empress energy coming through. So you're already taking care of your inner garden, your outer garden, yourself, your self-care. You've also got the Queen of Pentacles. Hold on, did we get okay. You've got, I love how they're looking at each other. You've got the King of Pentacles and you've got the Queen of Pentacles, okay? I will say, if you have been looking for romance, this is a divine partnership here, okay? If you're not looking for romance, that's fine. Your money's coming in. Your money's flowing. You're set for life, or at least set for the next few months or the next year or so. This is... Actually, the fact that this came out at the very beginning and this was the very last card, like, I could keep going, but this was the very last card because I said there's nothing really coming out, okay? I'm also hearing, for some of you, if you've been trying to get pregnant, with all of this and everything that you've been going through, all of the hardships, all of the finding yourself that you've been going through, because I feel like for a lot of you, you've been on this pathway of, like, rediscovering yourself already for a very long time. Some of you could be getting pregnant because everything else in your life, especially your finances, have now sorted themselves out, okay? If you're not getting pregnant, the idea, the business plan, the relationship, whatever it is that has been percolating, whatever it has been growing, whatever it is that has been, like, your center of attention, your world, is going to start, it's going to pop into the world, okay? It's going to come forward. But yeah, this is a union, and it's coming forward. We had this at the very beginning, we had this at the very end. It's a coming together and bringing you that success, bringing you every single thing that you wanted. There's a very noisy car outside, so I'm just waiting until it's gone. Okay. This is that like first page, last page coming together, closing it up like a sandwich. Like the things that whatever you've been waiting for, whatever you've been searching for, whatever you've been putting into your timeline, it's coming to a close. It's coming, again, with the World card here, but it's coming to that meeting place. It's connecting. Yeah, it's very much that infinite abundance, divine order, trusting heaven, that surrender energy. You're surrendering everything. You're handing it over. You're going into that gratitude. You're no longer looking at what you're missing out on. And you're, again, very much like it's that thing of, like, you're moving out of your tower moment. You're moving forward. You're having that connection to yourself. You're having that connection inwards. You're putting up those boundaries. Having your personal power come to light. And that's bringing the closure. It's bringing the connection of what you're looking for into your life. It's making that divine connection, whether it's a romantic relationship or not. It's the two halves of one whole coming together and joining forces. So that's what's going on. I don't even know what that reading just was, but hopefully it resonated. This is it. Yeah. No, this wants to be the very last card. So this is it. We're done. I'm closing out. If you want a further session or anything like that, links are down in the bio. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I deeply appreciate it. I love the support from each and every single one of you. If you just watch my videos, if you comment, if you like them, all of that, it brings me so much joy and warmth and pushes me to keep doing this and lets me know that you enjoy them and want more of them. For whatever reason, for you guys, if there's something that you want me to do a reading on, I mean, any group can ask this, but for whatever reason, I feel like there's something on your mind that I haven't thought of for a video idea. So if there's a video idea that you've been waiting for, or like a question that you want a card reading or something like that, please let me know. Drop it down in the comment below. If you don't like commenting, most of you send me Instagram messages. That's totally fine too. So just reach out and say, hey, I'd love a video on da-da-da-da-da. Because for whatever reason, one of you or two of you have an idea that's going to be brilliant. I just haven't thought of it yet. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.